Alright you guys, so we've been here before just recently. I managed to get my old dash out. The new dash is securely in place. I've put my clocks, I've put my start button, I've put my headlight controls. And look at the size of that magnet and the size of this magnet. This is the latest ID6. And then all I need to do is expert mode, code in. But the first thing that I want to do is I want to get rid of that and make it full screen when I'm in Apple Carplay mode. Morning and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode from Salvage Nation. In this episode, this is episode 3 on my retrofit series for my BMW M135i. In the first episode, I showed you how I got all the parts for the plans and everything. I went down to Copart in Wolverhampton and I broke an entire breaker car to get all the bits that I need. In episode 2, we retrofitted the rear end, and rear end on this car is looking amazing. Well, I'm coming to you from the interior because guess what? It's time to bring this interior up to scratch. We're going to be changing the seats, the dashboard, the door cards, and more importantly, I'm going to be upgrading my NVT navigation. I'll be retrofitting an ATM module from the TCB module in the rear, and that should give me a lot more connectivity, and it will literally just bring this car right up to the current date. So I love doing this stuff. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get straight into it. So guys, check it out. The rear end is still looking amazing. But have a look at this dashboard. This is the new style dashboard. I'll be retrofitting this. In the top here is a Harman Kardon main speaker and a tweeter that's there. And I'll be getting rid of this old dash and fitting this new one. Now, I just wanted to show you there's a few mods that I need to make. So these are the bits from the new dash, but my car is a higher spec to the breaker that I had because my car is the M135i. So for example, if you look at the heater controls, there's no digital screen, but on my one there is a digital screen right there. Now the good thing is, although it looks different, if you turn it down to the back, the actual module inside is exactly the same. I've done all the measurements, I've done all the research, so I will have to just clip this out from this bezel and replace it with my one over there. This is the ATM module in the boot. If I'm correct, this uses 4G and the TBC in the rear, or TCB, I can't remember if I'm saying it correctly, that uses 3G, older technology. This is faster, newer, and gives more features basically, but I need to find a way of getting it all tallied up. Now, because I've got the VIN number from this, and the unit that I'm going to be retrofitting up there has got the same VIN number, the security system matches it 3 ways, so I need to figure out, I might need to get a CAN adapter for the vehicle side of things, but these two should be able to tally up fine and work well with each other. This is a retrofit cable that I needed to buy. I bought this off eBay for 100 quid. This is needed to transfer the TBC connection onto the newer style ATM connection, and I'll show you how all of that is going to go. But first I want to gut out all of this and replace it with the new style dash. Now, another thing that I found out, the car that when I went to break the car, it actually had Harman Kardon, and I went ahead and I fitted the speakers just to speed up to date. I'll do all the connection and the coding so that you guys can see, and then I'll be activating the Harman Kardon amp in the rear. So yeah, there's a lot of work. In the earlier episode, I took my car down to VPEX Trims. I saw a guy called Valentino, and if you remember, he'd done this custom interior, suede, Alcantara, sorry, with blue stitching everywhere. And when I got to the breaker car, look at all of the stitching that's black on these seats. My seats are in great condition, but the breaker car seats have got blue stitching everywhere, and that's gonna tie in with the blue stitching there. So I'm just gonna swap out the seats. If anyone's interested in a set of heated, they are manual, but they are black leather heated seats, complete interiors coming out, and I've got a complete interior for sale. All right guys, so here we go. It's a Sunday morning. I'm having a nice early start. For a change, I'm clean. I'm just in my loungewear, and it feels so good not to be in messy garage clothes. I'm doing this at home simply because the stuff that we're installing today is quite bulky, the dash, the seats, and I had it in storage at my house because I didn't want to take those bits to the garage to get the dash. Imagine overspray all over my dash, and it's just not going to be great. So anyway, I hate these buttons. Right, guys, I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna just blitz out a lot of this. It's actually surprisingly easy to remove these dashboards on the new F20s. I'm really surprised. Look at that, literally a few screws and we're halfway there already. Now before I forget and I break this, my car came with the hi-fi system. It didn't have the Harman Kardon system, but it's got the hi-fi system, which means it's got all the extra speakers and it has got an amplifier. It's just not as powerful as the Harman Kardon. So I need to open up this, fix you guys so you can see. See now, after pulling apart the Harman Kardon dash, this has actually got just one speaker up here. Let me show you. One speaker there, but the Harman Kardon dash that I've got to put in has got two speakers, and this speaker is going to be a higher quality than this one as well. This is like cardboard and the other speaker is kind of like a harder plastic. But yeah, get this unplugged, get this dash out. You know what, whilst I'm here, I want to thank, I can't remember your name, mate, but there was a few of you actually who got in the comments. I actually thought I was retrofitting this, and after I fitted the one from the breaker, which I've now found out is actually not an upgrade or not a retrofit, it's actually a basic model. I had a really nasty set of lights on the dash about my DTC system and etc, etc. So I saw your comments, and I do read all my comments. I saw your comments and I put this one back in and the lights went out. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who commented. Moving along very swiftly, very swiftly. I need to jump over to this side. I need to remove my lovely custom steering wheel from the guys over at VPEX Trims. I need to remove the dials, the clocks, everything, and there's a few screws behind there. I'm gonna do that off camera and check in with you once this is up. All right, you guys, so we've been here before just recently. I managed to get my old dash out. I've got it behind me and I wanna show you a few comparisons. So that's the old dash. There's nothing wrong with my dash. The airbag is good. I'll be selling this if anyone needs a new dashboard, if you've got a rebuild. But anyway, have a look at the pre-facelift, and this is the actual facelift. And BMW have just made some tiny little adjustments and it just seems less bulky. Like this whole area just goes all the way down, it's very chunky, and this area is a bit more streamlined, and if you look, it's a lot higher, so you get a lot more leg room, and in my opinion it looks better. But more importantly, here, check this. This is that old speaker that I was telling you about for the hi-fi system. These are the two speakers for the Harman Kardon system, and obviously that's the cover. And that's gonna go in, and that will, and the way it works is the same single connection that goes to that goes to the big one, and then the big one feeds the little one. So that will be a straight swap, but a lot better results. So with this out of the car, let's get this one in and we can go ahead. But before I get it in, I'm gonna put there's a cable that I bought, like I said, the retrofit cable. I'm gonna go ahead and just put that in place because it's gonna be easier to get it in with the dash out, and then I'll hook that up later on. Now I've got another MBT system. This is the MBT Evo, but the older version, and I'm gonna tell you a bit more about all these different systems that I've got later on. But first, let's get this in place. Alright guys, so the new dash is securely in place. I've put my clocks, I've put my start button, I've put my headlight controls. I want to stop here and I'm going to show you another thing that I'm really happy about. I know it's not a big thing, but it's the little things that really make what I'm doing worthwhile. So look at my original wiper stalks. Now I've got the automatic wipers, automatic lights, etc, etc. One of the things is that I like on the Mercedes is you put it in auto mode for the wipers and that's it. You forget about it. But on this, it's such a crappy design. Every time you start the car, you have to press this automatic button on the side. The green light lights up. It's now in auto mode. If it starts to rain, the wipers will come on and sort everything out, but as soon as you switch the car off, it cuts out. Now another thing as well is you've got this nudge system. You kind of nudge it down and sometimes you're like, is it actually engaged to put the indicator left or right? And as you can see, you've got that. Well, couple of things. This one here is the new style stalks, and as you can see, you've got auto mode for the same function, but you literally click it into automatic mode, and once you click it into automatic mode and you leave it there, it's always going to be in automatic mode when the car is off, on, as soon as you start up again. Another thing is you got this little, I don't know if you can see that, slightly different on that side, but the way they've made a big change on this is the wipers. Have a look. So we're going back to the old style. You click it down, it stays down, it goes back, click it up, stays up. Little things like that, but literally is a light for light swap, and from the research that I've done, it should just plug and play. So yeah, little things, but I like that. And now that I've shown you that, one more thing that I need to show you is this is the new kind of center console piece for the new dash. That's going to go like so. But one of the things that I want to show you is this car didn't have the automatic recirculation and the automatic AC and the other look. It was the basic one. So I just need to take some clips out of both of these, swap over mine. If you look, I've got one connector right there and another connector for the buttons, whereas this side has only got the connector right there for the buttons. So just need to do a little swap-a-roo and then we can get this installed in the car. And guys, make sure you never ever spin this. There's a ribbon cable inside. If you spin it too much, it will break the ribbon cable because it only goes that far to the left and only that far to the right. I've always kept that central, and I know that it's not come out of place. So guys, this is why I need the ATM module. So on my old radio, the GPS signal goes straight into this bad boy via this cable here. However, on the new system, we need the ATM module to process the GPS and some of the other modules as well. And then it sends that information to this bad boy. Right, guys, so it's the next morning here. The sun's out, lovely day. I worked away all evening, managed to put everything back together as much as I can. Also, let me show you the new stereo system. So the new stereo system, the gongs are very different, the warning sounds, everything is now up to the new ID6 sounds. It's saying about the driver restraints because obviously I've removed the seats, but I'll reset all of those lights once I get to the garage with the diagnostic tool. But have a look, the media, I need to do some coding to get the connected drive working. I need to flash my VIN into this replacement donor unit, which I will be doing. I'm just waiting for the files to download, but the media is working. I've managed to recode everything that my car came with, so DAB, FM, AM, Bluetooth, USB, everything is working. And I'm telling you, man, that the sound from these new Harman Kardon speakers sounds crazy. So if any of you guys have got the opportunity, I'm telling you, the difference is day and night. The Harman Kardon speaker up there, and there, it really lifts the sound stage. If you understand about sound, it lifts the sound stage in the front. And then the rear deck speakers, I've never really noticed them because I had the hi-fi rear deck speakers, but it really it lifts the entire sound stage now, where it's just crazy. And all that's left now is to swap these bad boys. I went ahead and I transferred my digital heating controls and the other little bits and bobs like I showed you into the LCI units. I just need to pop them in. But before I do, I'm going to be installing or upgrading from the hi-fi speaker system to the Harman Kardon speaker system. I already went ahead and I added the tweeters to the doors. I've upgraded the speakers in the actual door system, and whilst I was at it, I fitted the new door cards with the blue stitching, and it's got the Harman Kardon grills as well. Whilst I was sorting out the back, I installed the Harman Kardon rear deck speakers right there and there. And now I'm changing out the seats. Now if you remember, when I went to get the breaker from Copart, it had pretty much the same seats, but if you look, these are my original seats. They've got the black stitching, and my car has got a scheme of black suede and blue stitching. Well, check these out. These are the replacement seats. They've got black leather, blue stitching, and it's got the M logo right there. And those seats have got the minor details, but I just feel like it will just set off the interior just a tiny bit. But anyway, let me get straight to it. So check these out. I was told that the hi-fi subwoofers are pretty much the same as the Harman Kardon ones. Well, they're not. You can always tell about the power of a speaker by the size of the magnet. And look at the size of that magnet and the size of this magnet. So this is the Harman Kardon one I've already put into the car, and I'll just show you the comparison. Like, got that tiny little magnet, and I know that these are still small, but this will be an upgrade. I need one of these. If anyone can get me a Harman Kardon trim on the driver's side door, the breaker car was missing that. I don't know why. So I've just got the Harman Kardon tweeter just hanging. But I will come up with something to kind of get that in there. But yeah guys, we're making great progress on the interior of my M135i. So let me go ahead and swap out these woofers, get the new seats installed, and then we'll be heading down to the garage because I've got a busy day set ahead. Alrighty guys, this has taken a lot longer than I thought, but check this out. New dash is in. I'm gonna play some music, but I've turned it down. I just need to put on some stuff that's not copywritten so I don't get a strike on YouTube. But look at that. This is the latest ID6 nav up there. And then the seats are all in, and this is why you might think that's a small detail, but check this out. These seats had the blue stitching, and I've also got the blue stitching on the armrest that Valentino from VPEX Trims did. And then it's even got blue stitching in this little pad down here. I don't know if you remember. And then now that blue stitching extends all throughout the seats. And yeah, I just really wanted it, and it's on both seats as well. But yeah, I guess this is what you guys wanted to see as well. The Harman Kardon, it's not, I know this is not going to do it any justice over the camera, but trust me, it works. So check this out. If I go to media, if I go to sounds, I'll turn it up there. So just, you got the highs, you got the mids, you got the center stage pumping away up there. Like I said, I need to get the holder for this one, but this is the highs on the driver's side, the mids on the driver's side, and under the seat, this thing down here is just thumping away. The entire seat, the whole car is just vibrating a lot more. Like, it's the bass is so good now. And I'm just very happy with the interior. Next, we have to do some coding. I want to show you everything on the screen working. And I've also got, actually, let me turn this off. Guys, now check this out. So this is the ID6 entry nav. I've got this from the breaker. I've also got a Pro NBT Evo with the widescreen. That's in the boot, but that's a ID4. Now I can flash the ID4 NBT Evo to ID6. However, I was told that the hardware version that I'm running, which is 2.3, it will run a bit slow, a little bit choppy. Tell me what you think. If any of you guys know or have some information about this sort of stuff, do you think I should just keep the entry nav, try to update it with a widescreen? I'm told that the entry nav can get Apple CarPlay. I'm only bothered about Apple CarPlay because my Bluetooth is working, my Harman Kardon audio is working. I'm happy with that. Navigation, I never really used the navigation on this anyway. I always use the navigation on my phone. So I'm only concerned about getting Apple CarPlay. Do you think I should keep the 2019 entry nav with all the updated hardware and updated software? Or do you think I should retrofit the NBT Evo with the older hardware but flash it to the newer software? I hope that makes sense. Let me know in the comments, please. Anyone who's got a bit of information or anyone who can help me out with this one, give me a ding. But for now, I'm gonna head to the garage and try to get this fully working, fully functioning. So guys, it's a few days later and we've changed the plan. Before I had installed the Entry 2 head unit. It's got a 6.5 screen. It's a 2019 from the breaker car. That was still a really good display and it still had all the new stuff. But I really want CarPlay, and that one didn't support CarPlay because it did not have the Wi-Fi support. So it didn't have a Wi-Fi port. So one of my mates, he's actually got two NBT Evo units, which is the bigger unit, the Pro unit with the widescreen, and he gave me one of them. He's my really good friend, and he gave me one of them because he knows that I'm going to be doing it in this car and he wanted to help out the build. So he gave me one of these, and I've gone ahead and I've gotten this installed, and I'm going to show you what we were able to come up with. Yeah, come on man, bit of hard work and never giving up. That's what it is. That's the Salvage Nation way. Come on. The interior on this car has been brought straight up to 2019, and I'm gonna show you everything. Let's check it out. There's been a lot of coding, programming, flashing, as you've just seen it. I've got my laptop open up again. I'm about to do some FDL coding with E6. If you know, you know. This is not a video about explaining how to code. I'm just letting you know what I've done. But check this out. Ta-da! This is the ID6 NBT Evo Pro, done by Salvage Nation, all done by me. And if you look at that little sign right there, that's what we all want. So if I just use and go across, you can see Apple CarPlay. Press that and have a look at that. Now I need to code to get rid of this section and make it full screen, and that's what I'm about to do right now. Now just to explain a few things, this is the NBT Evo. I've flashed it with my donor VIN. I flashed it with the donor VIN because that's the VIN number that matches the ATM in the boot. That's the telematics module. Because I've matched those two VINs, I then needed to get a CAN filter to block out my car's VIN so that these two can communicate, and that has given me BMW connected services. So if I go to connected drive right there and I click, let's say weather, I want to know what the weather is like in London. I click the weather, and as you can see, it's bringing up all the weather. And if I go back, just to show you, if I go to app support, so whatever the car, remember the car that I got from Copart, whatever that I had from factory, I will get that. Now if you look right there, you can see that the data connection is LTE. That's the 4G ATM module that I was telling you about in the boot. So have a look. It says the mobile connection is excellent, and that's what we're looking for. So the car is always going to be connected. And speaking of connected, I've also, just to show you, pull up my phone, I've registered the VIN number on my phone for the apps, and it's like all the connected drive services are working. Like I can lock the car remotely, unlock the car remotely, I can turn on the headlights, I can even go to, for example, check the tire pressure. As you can see, it's come up and it says that the tire pressure is low. I can check the service, what's overdue. So it's really connected the car. Like this is the BMW Drive connected services. The car is now constantly connected to the BMW servers, and the BMW servers is connected to my phone and the app, and I can go go ahead and book whatever online services I want to add to this car, and that is what it's all about. This car is a 2014 model, late 2014. It did come with BMW Connected Drive, but it had the small screen and it did not have any of these cool features. It didn't have CarPlay, and I've managed to do that. I've been quoted upwards of £800 to do this, and with a little bit of hard work, a little bit of research, downloading a ton of files and just learning, racking my brain for over a week, I've managed to do it, and I am so happy that I've managed to do that, because it's just made this car so much nicer to drive. It's already nice and I've made it a lot nicer. So far, as you know, I retrofitted the cruise control, I retrofitted the Harman Kardon, and I'm going to show you some coding that I need to do for the Harman Kardon right now. But the first thing that I want to do is I want to get rid of that and make it full screen when I'm in Apple CarPlay mode. As you can see, the Apple CarPlay is back there. Everything is working on that. However, it's in half screen. So I've got my laptop here. I'm using eSys to code. I'm connected to my NBT Evo head unit right there, as you can see. And all I need to do is go at the top, CarPlay, search for anything that says CarPlay. So this is CarPlay SWT, is to actually enable CarPlay. I've already done that. No more results. So I'm looking for the full screen options. I can't seem to find it. So Apple enhancements. Okay, I'll do that off camera. But what I want to show you is, if you remember, okay, so the car's just shut. And you can hear the gongs. These are the new updated 2019 gongs. These are better than the older ones. So the car's just gone into sleep mode. That's why it's making all the noise. But what I was saying is, if you remember, I installed the Harman Kardon speakers, both in the doors, the tweeters, up at the top there, the ones under the seat, and I also changed the amplifier in the boot. Well, we need to come here. At the moment, I know from my original VO, or the original purchase order on the car, I was running hi-fi. So if I type in hi-fi, you'll see here on the NBT system, because I've already coded what the car came with, but I want to upgrade to the different, I want to upgrade to the Harman Kardon. So if you look right here on this line, you can see hi-fi, top hi-fi, individual sound, HK surround sound. Now, on the F20s and the F21s, the Harman Kardon is a wired version. On the bigger cars, the 3 Series, the 4 Series, and the 5 Series, the Harman Kardon uses the MOST, which is kind of like fiber optics audio. So there's a much bigger amplifier, much bigger task to retrofit. But on the F20s, the 1 Series and the 2 Series, it's just a tiny wired amp. It's a Harman Kardon amp, and it makes a huge difference. So what I need to do is, I know for a fact the hi-fi system Harman Kardon, that's the one that I can upgrade to. But I've done this before, and I've found that if I change it to high premium, it sounds a lot better. It properly thumps. So at the moment, it's set to stereo. So if I click stereo, edit, and I'll change that to high premium, and then I save that. So as you can see at the top there, it's saving it, saving it, saving it. And then all I need to do is expert mode, code in, and code FDL. So I have to activate my VO, sorry. So right click, activate. So it's activating the FA. So the FA is the information that it's got from the car. I've already read that. It's activating. Once again, guys, this is not a tutorial of how to use eSys. There's a ton of videos on that. So I've just done that. It's called FDL coding. If I click code FDL, this is going to shut down in a second. And once it's coded, it should then be in hi-fi mode. And trust me, the seats, those speakers under the seats make a ton of a difference, man. And it just is thumping. This car thumps now. And yeah, with everything that we've done on the interior, bearing in mind, we got the seats with the stitching, the NBT Evo, the widescreen, the ID6 stuff, the CarPlay, the Harman Kardon, the cruise control. Oh my God, these stocks are so much better. I've been driving the car for a few days and everything is just working a treat. So there we have it. Everything's just gone off on the NBT screen. It's finalizing the coding, and there it comes. Everything is coming back on, and right now we should be in hi-fi premium mode. Once everything loads up on the NBT, I'm gonna try to get some music that's not copywritten and see how it sounds. There we go. As soon as it's loaded up, it's automatically connected to my phone and CarPlay is activated. Once you add it for the first time, it makes a huge difference. So here's some of the music that I use in my videos. I'll play that one. A bit of Wax Drip by Ballpoint. don't know if you can hear that. Now I know it's not gonna sound half as nice on here, but trust me. Oh yes. Now, one thing that I know for sure, I've still got a ton of options. Check this out. So if I come out of Carplay, go to media, go to sound, look, everything is still at base. Everything is still in the middle. So watch. Now, the whole thing is shaking. Come on. Okay, so that's enough of that. Going back, now I've got screen mirroring. If you look, I can screen mirror from an Android device. And if I come out of that, I've also got obviously navigation, but I'm not going to be using navigation. I always just use my Google Maps, always. Notifications, washer fluid is low, and this ID6, the new ID6 display is just so much nicer, so much better. And I can also upgrade this to a touchscreen. This is not a touchscreen model, but if I wanted to, I can upgrade this screen to a touchscreen. Now, I just want to, once again, just before we wrap up, if you want to do this retrofit, I can do it, and I'm going to be putting together a nice little package, and I'm going to be putting it on my website, shopsalvagenation.com, and I'm going to be putting a retrofit package, both with parts or without parts. But more importantly, it's all about sharing information. I can't tell you, or it's too much to say what exactly to do, but the parts that you need if you want to add this is obviously your NBT Evo. You need to get the whole kit with the screen, the Evo, and the touchpad. Once you've got those, you need to get, if you want to get connected services for the Evo, you need to get an ATM module for the boot. If you don't want connected services, the Bluetooth and everything else is built into this unit, so you'll still get Bluetooth, you'll still get CarPlay, you'll still get a whole ton of stuff, but it's just nicer once everything is connected. Like for example, it's telling me the weather in London today, that's constantly connected. So the ATM in the boot is only for connected services. It's a telematic services box. But the other thing that you need is, obviously, if you get one of these, make sure you get the hardware version 4.1 or above, because that's got the bigger amount of RAM. I've done a lot of research, so if you get hardware version of 4.1 or above, it comes with 4 gigs of RAM. If you get one earlier than that, it's going to come with 2 gigs of RAM. Both of them can be flashed, so I have flashed this. This is a version 2.3, which has got the 2 gig. It's not recommended. I've still gone ahead because I don't mind. The risk is, if it runs out of RAM, it can just randomly restart. And so far, it's been about 5 days. It's been okay. There's been no issues. It's been working fine. Everything's been great on that. But if you're going to be doing it, it's better to get a later version. I think it's like 2016 and onwards, but a sure way to make sure is make sure you get, if you buy one, have a look at the front and you're going to see hardware version, and it should say 4.1 or above, 4.2, what, I don't know, but 4.1 or above. And that's about it. That's about it. I've got the 2 wires. So the white wire there, that's the ATM wire. That's gone all the way in the boot to the ATM. It's all in the car. I need to run it properly now. I've got a new GPS wire. This is the Wi-Fi antenna that I've done. And the good thing is I was able to remove, this is the official Wi-Fi wire right here. This is the Wi-Fi antenna from the breaker car. And that's why I got a breaker car. And that's why I was able to do everything that I've done. But check it out. We've got the new LCI dash, the new NBT. We got so much stuff. So let me put all of this back together, give everything a nice clean, nice wipe. And I'm going to treat you to some cinematic shots of everything that we've done in this episode. So guys, I hope you're liking it, and if you are, make sure you press the like button. I am super gassed. This one, man, like, trust me, I had to use up here. I had to really think about everything. It was a lot of hard work. It's very tedious. It's not easy to retrofit the NBT, and if you don't know what you're doing. And Yeah, it was a lot. But anyway, we're here, we've made it. I'm gonna stop going on now because I'm super gassed. I'm gonna go enjoy this, put it all together, and I'm gonna show you some slow motion shots. So let's go. So guys, there you have it. Behind me, I have completely transformed the interior on my BMW M135i. I'm off to go enjoy the sunshine. But before I do, enjoy this little cinematic montage. So guys, there you have it. We have completely transformed the interior on my BMW M135i, and this is where we're gonna end this episode. Remember, I'm gonna be putting a little package together for all of you guys who wanna upgrade from ID4 to ID6. If you want a flash, we're gonna be starting a flashing service. If you want a full integrated install, we're gonna be doing a full installation service as well. So stay tuned for that. If you need anything done, drop me a DM on Instagram. But this is where we're gonna head off, and I hope you enjoyed it. In the next episode, we're turning our attention to the front end, and I've got a full LCI front end with LED headlights with the full lot. We're going to be putting a crazy body kit on the front from the guys over at Carbon Accents, so stay tuned for all of that. If you liked it, press the like button. If you're watching and not subscribed, press the subscribe button, and this is where we're going to head off. So like I always say, keep it moving, and I'll see you in the next one. Guys, thank you for watching. Click here to see what YouTube thinks you should watch. Click here to watch one of my previous episodes. And like it said there, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We out.